Hi, I'm Alpha. Here's my 5-minute take on the world, with my thanks for your listening and or watching wherever you may be, and a special thanks to Lynn Carter in North Carolina, who has passed this around to some friends, and that's deeply appreciated as well. If you enjoy it, please pass it along. A record number of visits to the site yesterday, and I don't know what that means. But hopefully it just means that more and more people will come in. And of course, if you have any thoughts, comments, criticisms, ideas, always welcome as well. Hold on a second. All right, it is hot, pretty much. Now, if the global warmists want to talk about how hot it is now, fine. I mean, it's a good time to do it, not when we're having record low temperatures. By the way, they are having record low temperatures in San Diego and Los Angeles right now. Meanwhile, all the way up the coast, Medford, Oregon, all the way up from Dixie to New England, it's hot. I mean, around 100 degrees or so. So I'm going to ask a brain stretcher question that'll hopefully cool you off just a little bit. Here we go. We're talking about ice cream sundaes because today is National Sundae Day. Celebrate any way you want. You can put a sundae in your undies if you like. I mean, that's up to you. But the first ice cream parlor, in fact, opened in 1776. So ice cream parlors are as old as our country. Dolly Madison was the first lady to start a big a trend, by serving ice cream for dessert in the White House. What was Dolly Madison's favorite dessert? According to PBS and the series called The Presidents, what was her favorite flavor of ice cream? Dolly Madison's favorite flavor of ice cream? We'll have the answer in about 3.5 minutes or so. Getting back to the hot, yeah, pretty much hot everywhere. It's been crazy here in the Trivette household because I had hoped at this point to be able to announce that the baby had arrived. My daughter has been expecting now for about 11 or 12 months, I believe. She was the type who said, no, we're not going to induce labor because the baby's going to come when the baby's going to come, even though she was a day or two at that time past the due date. Well, now that we're about 5 or 6 days past the due date, she wants to serve that baby an eviction notice. She tried to go to be induced yesterday, but the hospital was full over here at Johns Creek, and had she done it on the day of, nobody there. But now the inn is full, so she's got to go back in Friday morning, 6 a.m., and hopefully it'll happen then. The craziness about that is all the Canadian in-laws will be in by then, and she had hoped to have the baby on the ground and at home and all that stuff when that happened. But, you know, kids, they never cooperate, do they? It'll only get worse, trust me. All right. Get up the dumbrella. I mean, things are getting stupider all the time. I talked yesterday about NASA and the fact that we now have to reach out to the Muslims to make them feel good about themselves. Send Stuart Smalley over there. You know, let them look in the mirror and say, doggone it, I like me. Good luck with that. The immigration thing is getting a little bit crazier now. There was supposed to have been a meeting of Mexican governors along the American border and American governors along the Mexico border to meet and talk about their problems, accuse each other of doing the wrong things. You know how that goes. Well, the Mexican governors are going to boycott because he was supposed to be in Arizona. So Arnold Schwarzenegger and what's his name in New Mexico, they've stepped up to say, hey, you can have it at our place. Okay, no big deal. The problem is this. This is a law that the federal government, the Justice Department, is saying supersedes the federal law. So they don't like it and they're going to sue on those grounds. Well, check it out. New Hampshire has a similar law, been in effect for years. Why don't they sue New Hampshire? And if you're talking about laws that supersede the federal laws, why don't you take a look at these places that have declared themselves to be sanctuary cities, like San Francisco? Doesn't that supersede the federal law? Why don't you sue them? Get out the dumbrella because it's raining stupid and you don't want to get any on you. But San Francisco, by the way, outlaws the sale of pot brownies. Yeah, you can't sell them. But they just put out a regulation for selling pot brownies. They said if you're going to sell pot brownies, they have to be made like this. Apparently somebody in the administration, yeah, these are good. You got to make them like this. Stupid right here near Atlanta. A 29-year-old man is charged with kidnapping for holding his mother at gunpoint to make her do his ironing. He said it's woman's work. And he had to hold her there along with her car keys and keep her there while she did his ironing. I'm telling you, mothers today, you can't get them to do anything unless you point a gun at them. Boy. All right, the brain stretcher question and answer for you. Dolly Madison, the first lady to create a sensation by serving ice cream for dessert in the White House. Her favorite flavor? oyster. Yeah, oyster flavored ice cream. Check it out. PBS said so, so it must be true, right? I'm Alpha Trivette. That's my 5 minutes. See you next time.